Hello, welcome back to Football Heritage. Today we'll be looking at the review of the weekend fixtures. The first thing we will be looking at Tottenham and Manchester City game. Because Spurs battled Man City on Saturday. They battled them, they grilled them, they put them in a frying pan and fried them like chicken. And Spurs, everyone was amazing in that game. Kulusevski, James Madison, Son, Solanke, Destiny Udogie, Papesa, Bissouma, every one of them, they were terrific. Especially the birthday boy who scored 2, James Madison. And Man City, they may complain about injury that they have, a lot of injury right now. But if you look at the City squad, the players that started that game, they had Edison in goal, Kyle Walker number 2, John Stu and Akanji 4 and 5, Guardiola left full back. They have Rico Lewis, Ike Godogan, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Savino in the middle of the pack, and Erling Haaland as the number 9. So with that squad, they should be able to beat any team if they are in form. So injury is not an excuse. Because Tottenham also had injury in that game. They were missing their 2 center back, Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero. They also missed Rodrigo Bentancur in that game. But City, let me go to the game. City started the game well. The first 10 minutes of the game, they were all over Tottenham. They created some big chances in our first 10 minutes. But Erling Haaland, he didn't convert those chances. And since Haaland, he made a comment against Arteta that he said, be humble, be humble. Since then, the gods of football have humbled Haaland. Since then, he has managed to score only 2 goals in the Premier League. And he was wasteful in that game. 2 clear-cut chances. He didn't take any of them. Right after that moment, Spurs took over the game. They dominated possession. They bullied Man City in the middle of the park. Bissouma and Papesa, they bully Rico Lewis. They bully Ike Godogan in the middle of the park. And Spurs took the lead in a 13 minutes. When Kulusevski, he played a delightful pass to Madison, who got it into the net to make it 1-0. 7 minutes later, they doubled their lead through James Madison. He was having a party. Yesterday was a birthday, so that was a good present for him. A brilliant ball from Son Heung-min and a delightful dig over the goalkeeper to make it 2-0. After that, Spurs, they were compact in Mayfield. They were well organized. They didn't give no space to City. They defended well. They kept a clean sheet until halftime. After the break, 7 minutes into the second half, City scored the 3rd goal through Pedro Porro. Kulusevski won the ball in his own half, dribbled past 3 players, played the ball to Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min gave a return pass to Kulusevski. He played a true ball to Dominic Solanke, who made a cutback for Pedro Porro to smash it into the net. And right after that, Spurs, they were well organized. They didn't attack. They defended well. They already had 3 goals. So with all the pressure from City, they defended well. And deep into stoppage time, Johnson, who came from the bench along with Timo Werner ran past Walker like he was not even there, passed the ball to Johnson, and Johnson put the ball at the back of the net to make it 4-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. City, they have a lot of issues. The Mayfield, they have a lot of problem in the Mayfield. It's not only the absence of Rodri. There are so many problems into that team. The midfielders, they are aging. Most of City players are in their 30s. Kevin De Bruyne, he's not the same Kevin De Bruyne. He came on yesterday, he was terrible. He's not the same player he was a few years ago. I think he needs to go to the Middle East for a retirement package. And Ike Godogan is not the same Ike Godogan that went to Barcelona. He was awful yesterday. They bullied him in the middle of the park yesterday. And Rico Lewis, his bank average. If a team is in form, he may look good. Because whenever a team is in form, everybody can look good. But when the team is struggling, there where you can know the good players from the bad ones. So he's not good enough in the Mayfield. And Kyle Walker time is up. Throughout his career, he depended on his pace. But the way Timo Werner ran past him yesterday, it was alarming. It is time off for Kyle Walker. And they are not scoring enough goals. They only depend on Haaland for goals. Savino, his end product is terrible. He's good on the ball, but zero end product. He has 0 goal in the Premier League this season. Jack Grealish, £100 million signing a few seasons ago. He has been dreadful. Even when City were winning the Premier League. Through all the entire team, there is no desire, there is no hunger no more in our City team. And Pep Guardiola is not finding answer. And let me go on to Spurs. Yesterday, they were magnificent. They played scintillating football. That was a masterclass yesterday from James Maddison and Kulusevski. Kulusevski didn't score, but he was brilliant. He was brilliant in that game yesterday. The entire Spurs squad, they were brilliant. So, Otis, let me come to you. Tottenham defeated Man City yesterday 4-0 at the Etihad. Pep Guardiola lost 5 games on the bounce, 3 consecutive games in the Premier League with all the win. And in those 3 games, they only managed to score 2. So looking at City now, Liverpool are 8 points clear of City. So what do you think of this Man City squad? Can Pep Guardiola fix the issue? Can he turn it around in the second phase of the season?
Oh, anyway, thank you again, once again, for this unique platform on a Sunday afternoon. First of all, it can be fixed. Pep is a good coach, but for now, like what you previously said, there are a lot of players that is on that team right now. They are well away, and when you come to even Akanji, if you watch Akanji playing, the difference there is not the Akanji that I used to see a couple of 1 or 2 seasons ago that I really used to. And one person that I really used to admire because he know how to get on attackers, know how to really win balls. But you watch it, he just floating in the game like he not even pressed. I watched it in the whole entire game like he was like. So I said, I wonder if he got confused today. I wonder if he confused or maybe he lost everything. And City attack a little bit. They were trying to make a little bit of effort But I think to everything there is an end. Every long road there is an end. I think for what we see now, we are seeing the ugly side of Pep. And I really, for me, I'm nobody see it coming. Nobody, I can tell you from the whole sporting arena, nobody saw this coming. Nobody. Nobody saw this coming. But I think Pep is not good for me, from my observation. Pep is not good at facing spoiling things. All the clubs that Pep went to, they were already built. And then when they start to spoil, he pack his bags and leave. He did it at Barcelona. We elected Ronaldinho then, Deco then. When he went there, all the guys, when he found out that the last breed that left there, which was the Samuel Eto'o then, when he found out that these guys were welling away, he started looking for a different alternative. At that time, they were already in the prime. And you know, when players in the prime is when they're desperate to win. That's when they started winning a lot of trophies. When they won the trophies, he was fortunate they won the trophies. When he noticed that a group of players were welling away, he left. He went to Bayern Munich. When he went to Bayern Munich being a German club that is so eager for trophy, he was there doing his thing. But when he noticed the team that Bayern Munich had there couldn't produce, and you need to build a team to get it to a certain stage, he packed a bag and leave. He went to Man City. When he was going at Man City was already built. That team was already a complete team. It just needed anybody who could go there and just manage the players in there. And it just handpicking one or two players to see how best you can pull gap. You take out one, you pull one, take out one. If you look at Man City signing, Man City don't sign players like how you to build a team from the squash to sign 8 players or 6 players or 5 players in the season. Man City only draft 1 or 2 players. When they sell in, they pull 1 or 2 players there. They sell in, they play 1 or 2 players there. That's why you see they always buying players so expensive, because they only buy 1 or 2 players. So they got it right to spend 100 million on 1 or 2 players. But now the clubs that want to buy 5, 6 players, you can spend 100 million on 5, 6 players. You'll be spending almost 500 or 600 million on just 5, 6 players. So for me, what I'm seeing for Pep Guardiola, I think it's this arena. I think the Man City arena is a come to an end. I want to see that change, but it come to an end.
So, if I get you right, because you did mention his time at Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and you said Barcelona team, they already had the players like Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Samuel Eto'o, Gerard Piqué, Puyol. And when he went to Bayern Munich already had Frank Ribery, Ian Robin, and a lot of good players at Bayern. He went to City, they had Aguero, they already have Kevin De Bruyne and other good players. So are you trying to say that the only time Pep can succeed is when a team spend a lot of money to buy players, or when the team already get good players? That's the only way he can succeed.
That's the only way he can succeed. But to build a team, I want to see how Man City, because you previously said Man City team now is like almost like 60% of the players that they are above age now of the real football arena, the kind of pace. So right now they are above that age. You need to get it scratched up. That decision now to replace them with the same caliber of players to be able to go with that run, I want to see it. We are not seeing a lot of things coming, but I want to see it. And I know because he only signed 1 season now, probably maybe 2 seasons. Like say 2 seasons now, he on the boat. But if this season, if the way they play, if they not fix what they get to fix, the way they play, so lucky that the season started a little bit okay. And you watch all the games that they won in the Premier League, they were poor. They were just a slack mistake. They keep winning. They were just winning because a lot of teams had that kind of fear of that long run, so they had to keep winning. But now, if they continue that run, before even the transfer window open, and they continue to run and not do the raffle signing. Transfer list, I mean, not see them going Champions League. For me, trust me, I'm seeing it because you got a lot of teams over there, and they are struggling now. What they found to say is very terrible. They will not get out of this right now. People just see it, they say, "Oh, City have been through this. They have been through this with the run. They can do this." But City can only lost game 1-2 times, and then they come right back to get all of that back now. You see, let's assume everybody used to say, "Oh, City, when they were winning, when the player was in a prime, who knew that City? Who knew when the players were in the prime? Who knew that City never had a bench team? When the players is in the prime, that's what you
So can Pep Guardiola make a comeback? Because here is the thing: there are some pundits, right? They are saying Man City, they have been in this situation before in previous season, that they struggle at this stage of the season before, and the second stage of the season, the second phase, sometimes they win at 10-15 games on the bounce. So don't you think that the City squad can still do the same thing?
No, I doubt it. Reason is all there. When you watch the teams, what's the previous season, watch the previous season that they're talking about, when even the game that Wolf the season before, it was last season when they lost. It was season before last, where they went 3 games, they draw 2, they lost 2, and where Wolf beat it 1-0. If you watch that game, they were very unlucky. 16 shot on target, very good. But watch the City team playing. You don't even see them making an attempt for goal. The whole team is complete disarray. They pace everything gone. City not putting that kind of where when you leading City 1-0, 2-0, and you see City playing like, teams that really want to redeem. Watch all the games. Even the younger, let's forget about the big side that beat them. Let's forget about Spurs. Look at the games they lost to the smaller side. Have you ever seen City making any kind of impact like, the team here willing to score? No. They just pass the ball around, carry back, pass the ball around. So for me, I'm not seeing them coming back. The only thing they have to do now, they have to defend the title in a sense that trying to secure the Champions League space. But for City to win the Premier League this season or even come at second, I'm not seeing it.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Cornell, let me get to you. Manchester City, they were battered. They were humiliated in front of their fans yesterday. They were hammered by Tottenham. A lot of people didn't expect that yesterday. Tottenham, they were very impressive. City were terrible. All their players, apart maybe from the goalkeeper, but every one of them didn't turn out yesterday. They were abysmal yesterday. Ike Godogan doesn't have the legs no more. Phil Foden, he has been terrible all season. I don't know what went wrong during the summer. He's not been the same Phil Foden. He was the player of the season last season, but this season he has been dreadful. And they are conceding a lot of goals. At this stage of the season, they have already conceded 17 goals in 12 games. And they heavily relying on Erling Haaland for goals. And their midfielders and their wingers are not getting goals like before. Like before, Godogan, before he went to Barcelona, he was scoring 10-15 goals in the Premier League. When they had Riyad Mahrez, he was getting 10 to 15 goals. Ryan Sterling was getting 10 to 15 goals in the Premier League. But now, they have Jeremy Doku, who barely scored 5 goals in the Premier League. And Savino, so far, his end product is terrible. He has 0 goals so far in the Premier League. So, looking at all the problems, what do you think about the game yesterday? What really went wrong for City yesterday?
Well, thank you for having me back here today. Friday, we said a lot of things. I mentioned a lot of things, and it came it came to pass this feature this weekend. From my point of view, Pep Guardiola is a brilliant coach. He had won a lot of laurels. He had won a lot of uh, big championship. He won the Champion League. He won the Premiership like 4 times in succession, which is incredible. He got a very incredible record. But if you look at Pep track record, most of those things are he had coached the Barcelona, sorry, Bayern Munich. When you see that the team is falling apart, that group of players, that's the time he depart. Oti just said the same thing. We saw it with Barcelona. We saw it with Bayern Munich. So, yeah, come Man City. I know people saying Man City have been in a situation before, uh, and they recover from it. They won the Premiership. It is true, but this is different. First of its kind to lost 5 games. And besides losing those games, see their performances, see the individual input on the pitch. You see a lot of players. You see the players of Man City. You see most of them. I don't want to say it's fatigue. It could be, but their performances are dropped significantly. You just mentioned Godigan. He used to be like scoring. He used to score a lot of goals for City. He always in it, in the 18-yard box, getting some goals, supporting his record, doing a lot of things. It's not happening. You know, it's not happening. And they also lost good players. They lost some good players that were really, instrumental on City team. Mahrez was extraordinary. He created a lot of chances. He scored a lot of goals. He take on player Ryan Sterling. Those two guys they lost. We agree that Fernandino left, and then they have Rodri. Rodri fit, that spot. That was not a problem. They were still going. But those two guys, since uh, they brought in Daku, he's different kind of players. He a young player. He doesn't have that ability to finish. Those guys we're talking about, they do the same kind of job at the same time scoring goals as well. So to the game yesterday, it was really, really surprising to me. My prediction was wrong. I gave City the edge because taking into consideration the games that they lost, they got to come back and get back on winning way. That was my point. But I also talk about players coming back from international break. We see a lot of big teams that struggle. This weekend we saw a lot of them. It was not only City. City was just their City was just too much. City on a situation was well different because of the score line. Besides the score line, the performances, they were all over the place. I haven't seen Man City playing like that for a very long period of time. All over the place. They don't even know what they're doing. Pep Guardiola couldn't change nothing. All the substitution couldn't bring in no good result. They were all playing the same way. So it's really tough time for City. It's a tough time for them. We know they have come out from situation of such 1 or 2 times before. They come and overturn and become champion at the end of the season. But this year it's different. Different in the sense you got Liverpool in a very good shape. You got Arsenal. They kind of lost and draw a couple of games. But we saw that last game yesterday. We saw that game. They were instrumental. They created a lot of chances. They scored goals against one of the tough sides in the Premier League. So those are signs that they will be coming back stronger. So you got a lot of contender. You got a lot of strong contender this season. And you lost in game, keep dropping points. We agree that you got injury player. Almost all the teams around there got injury players. Arsenal captain were gone for so long, and they kind of cope with it. They lost and draw a couple of games, but it was able to put their self together and until he get back.
So
Liverpool goalkeeper
do,
being
do you
away
think
for some time.
do
So
you think Pep do you think Pep can turn it around? Can he turn it around like the previous season?
like what I said, he's a brilliant coach. He have done it before. So we still leave the door open because it's still early. It's not like 5 more games for the Premier League to be over. We just gone 12 games. So it's
Well,
still early. The possibility is there. We know he can go back in January and get a couple of players to come and fill this gap. But this is tough with the points margin, you know, until we can see Liverpool dropping points or those teams that are kind of contending, dropping point, losing games and stuff like that, then we can say he can make a comeback. But until then, it's really tough to recover those points.
okay, let me
And we're
ask you
going to
this.
wait again for next weekend because his next game will be against
So,
the league leader.
so let me ask you this. On this coming weekend, his first was the second. Liverpool take on Manchester City at Anfield. So if Liverpool win, they will be 11 points clear of City. So do you think if Liverpool win that game, City will be all of the title race?
Their chance to be very slim. Not out of it completely because they got they got a lot of great players. They got a good manager that knows the league, that know how to come back. But the chance would be very slim. It ain't gonna be like what it was prior to the start of the season, based upon the form Liverpool is in and with the points gap. So it will be a very slim chance for them to come back.
All right, thank you very much. Now we go Liverpool. Liverpool, they are they are 8 point clear of the Premier League table. They won today 3-2 at Southampton. Even though they didn't play well, but that's the sound of a champion. You won't play every game well. We watched Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. Sometimes they didn't play well and they used to win. Even the City team, they won a championship 4 times in a row. Some games they didn't play well and win. So Liverpool game today, they struggle today, but yet they got all 3 points. And Soboslai scored the first goal for Liverpool. Adam Armstrong equalized from the penalty spot. He missed the penalty, but he scored a rebound to make it 1-1. After the break, Southampton scored to go ahead 2-1 through Fernandes. Mo Salah scored 2 goals to get all 3 points for Liverpool. And Salah contract will be up at the end of the season. They seem as Trent, they seem as Van Dijk. In my opinion, those 3 guys, they are the 3 most important players on Liverpool. So looking at the game today, Liverpool struggled, they capitalized on mistakes made by Southampton. So do you think, Mr. Corner, do you think Liverpool will win the Premier League this season?
Well, they are on track. Liverpool on track winning the Premier League. Nobody expected it. People criticized Liverpool after their previous coach left. When a new coach came, he coming from the Dutch league without too many experience. People kind of said that, oh, Liverpool will be done because they didn't have no new players coming in. I think they had one player, and he haven't been part of the team like that. So all those factors, people are looking at it to be something that Liverpool don't stand a chance to be where they are right now. So they're playing well, they're scoring goals, and what you need to win the Premier League. They're doing everything that it takes a team to do to win the Premier League. The performances of Liverpool today, we said it. I said it on Friday. I said after the international break, we expect this thing. And I said it was a tricky match for Liverpool. You're going against the bottom team. You know, they always fight. Every game is like a final to the bottom team. They always fight to come back. They want to make sure that they score goals. They want to keep their position in the Premiership. So it was a tricky match. Liverpool was not at their best, you know, but they took their chances. And what good team does, if you got the caliber of player. If you look at the first side today, Mo Salah in that game was really quiet. You know, he was kind of quiet throughout up to 60 minutes, going to 70 minutes. So if you got a brilliant player of such, you know, that take on chances and score goals to give you all 3 points. It was the situation of Liverpool today. They were kind of dreadful all over the place. The first half, we saw the goals. One of the goals that Southampton scored. Van Dijk, that captain, he happened to take the ball. He wanted to drive through, and then he lost the ball, and it resulted to goal. So the fatigue was there coming from the international break, but individual brilliance, individual performance gave them the 3 points today. So to answer your question, Liverpool stand a very good chance with the points margin between the main contender, which is Man City. Arsenal is there, you know, they can make a comeback. They won a game. The margin between them and the second place team is just 1 point, you know, and we're looking at Man City current form in the Premier League is very, very terrible. So who knows? And they're playing the next game they play is the league leader next weekend, you know, going against Liverpool. So if they lost to Liverpool and happening to Chelsea, the Arsenal win again, Man City will find themselves around fourth place. And you got other teams right behind them too. So it's a tough one, but Liverpool stand a very good chance as we speak.
All right, thank you very much. But as I said earlier, 3 of Liverpool key players will be all of contract
Yeah,
in the summer.
just to come up to that.
So yeah, let me just ask you this.
Yeah.
3 of their players, Mo Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, will be all of contract this summer. So should Liverpool prioritize renew their contract, or should Liverpool let them go and sign new players to replace them?
Hell no, they ain't going nowhere. You got to prioritize them. Those players are significant. You don't need people to come and tell you who are those 3 guys on Liverpool team. Mo Salah, he been very consistent, you know, scoring 20 plus goals in a season. Ain't joking the Premier League. Why would you allow player, you know, why would you allow player like that?
Yeah, he get 165 goals in the Premier League.
You know, why would you allow that? Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's not a 100% defender, but his contribution on the team is very, very important. The same with Van Dijk, the captain. So Liverpool got to put their house in order, make sure before the end of the season to renew those guys' contract, given, you know, lucrative contract, because the teams kind of rely on them as we speak. You know, the team really need them. If you let those guys, you know, just walk out of the team like that, the following season is going to be a tough one for you, because to replace Mo Salah, how many players you're going to find around the world that you're going to get with that quality, with that consistency, you know, that's always injury free? Those are things that you got to take into consideration. How many times Mo Salah go, you know, how many times he sustained injury and stay on the sideline? He's not the type of player. He's always fit. The same with Van Dijk. So Liverpool got the ball in their court. They stay their player, and they kind of love the team because they've been with the team for so long. So you got to do everything possible, give the guys what they want, let them to see. We agree Mo Salah is above 30. He's getting there. But with the current form, you're not going to allow that man to walk away. Give him 2 contracts, a possible 3. The same with Van Dijk, the same with Trent. So I don't think Liverpool is going to allow this guy to go away because they are very significant to the team.
Thank you very much. Otis, are you there? Let me go to Otis. Otis, today Liverpool won 3-2 at Southampton. It was an ugly win because sometimes a team have to win ugly, especially after the international break. A lot of players travel to South America, to Eastern Europe to play, and some of them had jet lag. So they struggle today to win at Southampton. What do you make of the game today?
When I saw previews of the game, and then I saw a lot of highlights of the game because I usually do that with the Premier League games. For me, hello, are you there? Hello?
You loud. We hearing you.
Oh, okay. For me, what I foresee, for me, I'm not still confident with Liverpool here because a lot of the games that I watch, the despite the winning, it's one of the vital process of winning the title. Is to win, but sometimes you have some good wins, some bad wins. But when you look at a lot of games that Liverpool win this season, it just been a fortunate win. So for me, I'm not still, though they are in the race, they stay they are still the head of the title. And I know with the way they're playing, getting the wins, most especially the great one to get the win. I don't care how ugly it may be. If they keep playing like that and the game go and the title race go to at least 10 games more or 11, 12 game more, it will get them more confident to play ugly and get a title into the hand. So I still get in the gamble, but I'm not still believing a team yet that they can hold on to the kind of victories that they can carry on until I have to be so convinced. I'm not still convinced yet because beside the games, I watched a lot of the games. And Southampton watched the game yesterday from the highlight that I look at from the game. They were just lucky. It was just like people always refer to it as lucky in the game because they didn't play anything really to win that game. They were just fortunate with the chances that they had and get the chances across. That's what gave them the game. But
Yeah, yeah, but Otis, let me just come in, right? Let me hold you right there. Looking at Liverpool, right? They just hire a new coach at the beginning of the season. And the way they've been playing since the coach came in, 12 games, they won 10, lost 1, drew 1. That's a brilliant record. And a
yeah,
football club, just hold on. Not every game the team will be impressive. And it's a good thing that if you don't play well, you win. You still win without playing well.
no, that I
In
do
my
agree.
opinion, right? Let me just finish. In my opinion, I hate Liverpool. The number one thing I hate is Liverpool because Liverpool is Manchester United's biggest rival. I hate Liverpool as a Manchester United fan. But in my opinion, this thing will only improve because the coach just coming in with new formation, with new way of playing. And it's still early. And they have adapted quickly to a style of play. So in my opinion, they still will only improve. So to say Liverpool been winning by luck, 12 games, winning 10, it's not luck. They
No,
have,
one,
listen,
yeah.
they have the best defensive record in the Premier League. And defend win you championship. If you defend well, look at the Premier League record. Most of the team that win the Premier League, the top 2 defensive record, they are defense part of it. The Jose Mourinho team that went, that kept a lot of clean sheet, they consider only 15 goals. The lowest ever for a team to concede 15 goals the entire season. So the way they are defending, and they have Mo Salah, this is a guy. Even he have an awful game for 80 minutes. Salah can be like very awful. He can be in a game, but out of nowhere, he will get you goal. That's Mo Salah. So with someone like Mo Salah, a person an 8-point clear, I think it's not luck. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, who is the favorite right now to win the Premier League, and why?
As I previously said, I said for now, Liverpool have the gavel in their hand. They are the favorite now for the Premier League for what we are seeing, because while they play ugly, I'm not saying all the games have been bad, but when you watch some of the games, they are not playing, but they're winning. And I tell you, I say, as I
but as I said, that's a good thing.
As I previously said, myself, that's the same thing I'm saying. I say, I don't care how ugly it may be, just win your game. That's one thing I can get you across the board. And I said it. I say, if Liverpool keep playing like this, like the way they are playing, and we go to 10 games, 12 games, definitely they will win the title. But until then, one thing we have to look at too, the coach is winning now. Yeah, we do agree when the players adapt. But what make the game to what get the difference of the game to see the technical part of the coach is when the team start to fall apart, when losses start to come, to know how the gaps can be, because that's a Premier League. You know the Premier League. For the Premier League, me and you here, we've been following you've been following the Premier League for a long time. When you're ready to take the defeat sometime, you gotta you gotta see 2 games in a row or 1-2 games where you start to taste that defeat and you know what to do, because there are some players that at certain time they will wear away because they will not continue that pace for the whole season end. Some players at certain time can come in the game, they can break down. So until then, for me, if Liverpool go and we need 10 games or 13 games in the Premier League, we then be on the tour with 8 points, 9 points. That's the end of the Premier League. They will win it. For me, that's what I think. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Otis. So now we move on to the Arsenal game. Yesterday, Otis, Arsenal, they were sensational yesterday, especially Bukayo Saka. He was phenomenal in that game. And they made the game very easy yesterday, despite Forest being a difficult side, because the way Arsenal played yesterday, they made Forest look like a League 2 side. And many people will say that, oh, Forest is a small team, but no, they are not. If you look at Forest this season, they have been impressive this season. They started the season well. Players like Hoson Undoyi, he's been in phenomenal form. And Saka, Partey, and Nwaneri, they got the 3 goals for Arsenal yesterday. What do you think? Because yesterday, right, was Arsenal's first win in 5 Premier League games. So what do you think that game yesterday was so easy for Arsenal? They just cruised in yesterday.
Oh, I can remember last week we said the same thing. I told you, you asked me similar question to this. I told you, I said, Arsenal been playing, but one of the problem, are you getting me?
We hearing you, go ahead.
Yeah, Arsenal been playing, one of the problem. I tell you, I told you, when Odegaard get back in the midfield with Arsenal, with the next 10-15 games Arsenal will play, it will be a disaster for any opponent they meet, because that guy, he know how to cool games down. He's a kind of midfielder that I'm still trying to find his caliber right now, because he's so great in every aspect of the game. He know how to win ball. He know how to pass. He know how to create spaces. Even when the game is tough for him to attack, he come back and draw the opponent to him in his own half, because he get away. He know how to escape from players. So with the way Arsenal played that game yesterday, nobody else. For me, I knew it was going to be a tough game, but I predicted the score. I thought Forest was going to score yesterday, but I told you the game was going to be 3. And you said with the defensive record that Forest have, for Arsenal to score 3 goals, and I knew when Odegaard is in the game, it's kind of different kind of game. And with their form,
no, Otis, let me just correct you right there. My concern was not Forest defensive record. My concern all along this season has been Arsenal attack. That the attack is awful. There is nothing off front. Gabriel Jesus is bank average and Kai Havertz is average. That's my concern. My concern was not about Nottingham Forest defense. Arsenal attack is my concern. And yesterday, you guys were sensational. And if when I look at Nwaneri and previous game without your captain Martin Odegaard and your coach didn't give him enough minutes with the absence of Odegaard at that time, I think, in my opinion, even though he's 17, but if a player can play, he's not too young to play.
For sure.
Because if you look at Lamine Yamal, he turned 17 just, I think, like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, he turned 17. He was 16 years old, starting for Barcelona and Spain. So if the player can play well, he's not too young to play. So your coach, Arteta, should have given Nwaneri the opportunity to play that number 10 role. Because he's a brave young player. I really admire him. He's brave, he's sensational, and he knows where to be at the right time. So, looking at him, scoring his first Premier League goal yesterday, what do you make of the young man?
He's not, on a serious note. I think Arteta, I hold Arteta responsible for that little kid being backward a little bit when it comes to his performance that he got right now. Is if you watch even the Carling Cup games that he played, he's so extraordinary. I think he need a lot of chance. You need to get a little kid chance, say he want to work. Every time he come into the game, even at 10, 15 minutes, you can know that somebody who really, really eager to play and really want to do something bigger. So I think he need a lot of time. He need a lot of time to show himself until you can give him that time. I don't think, for me, I got serious, like what you just said, I got serious problem with the coach when it comes to that little case. When alone you are ready to play, you are not too big to play, you are not too little to play. Alone you in a form, you're ready to play, you are not too little to play. We said Elijah or Laura Messi there. When they were coming, the coaches getting the opportunity. South Africa. As if we got when Fatih Vieira leaving Arsenal, as if we got to take the whole responsibility of the central midfield and put it in South Africa's hand as a teenager. They are not, along the player is in the mood and ready to play and is eager, you give them the opportunity then to be able to showcase themselves, because I think that's the only way you can.
So let me ask you the last question, Otis. Let me hold you right there. Let me ask you the last question. Do you think Arsenal will win a Premier League this season?
I still believe Arsenal can win a Premier League this season.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Corner, let me come to you quickly. Arsenal won yesterday comfortably 3-0 against high-flying Nottingham Forest. What do you make of the game yesterday?
Yeah, my prediction was Arsenal are going to win. The score might not be right, but I knew Arsenal was coming back stronger after struggling in their past game, and they showed that from the first minute of the game. The player kind of showed a hunger. They showed to everybody that they needed the game, and they didn't give any breathing space to Forest. And if you want to do it, that's how you do it. You know, they got it done the right way by going for it after the first minute, right from the start of the game. So there was brilliant, there was sensational, and we talk about their captain coming back on the team. He's very instrumental. He's very creative. His influence in Arsenal team is huge. On the pitch, he passes. Oh my God! I don't know why my team let him go like that, but he's a brilliant, brilliant player. So everything we said on Friday, I said the same thing. Otis said the same thing. It came to reality. So there was no competition in that game. You know, Arsenal went from start to end. They dominated the match and they won the game with 3-0. That was huge. You know, And right now, it's a boost for Arsenal, winning against Nottingham Forest. One of the tough side in the start of the Premier League. Their defensive record, all the teams that they played, they won Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield, which are very shocking to a lot of people. So Arsenal winning them like 3-0, it showed that they on track. We don't know how that next game going to be like because sometimes injury comes in and player performance. But I knew that Arsenal was coming back stronger for this game. So kudos to Arsenal. They did a brilliant job. All those players put in time. They put in a lot of effort yesterday, and it paid up for them. They got the 3.3 goals. That was good. Good job from Arsenal.
All right, thank you very much. We now move on to the Chelsea game. Chelsea beat Leicester City 2-1 yesterday. And I watched that game yesterday. Chelsea, they were sensational. They were brilliant, especially the way Nicola Jackson. That got a lot of people, right? A lot of people criticize Jackson because most of the time, the finishing is not that good. But the way he pressurized the opposition defense, the way he link up play, he was sensational yesterday. And Chelsea, they had a lot of opportunity yesterday to win that game 4-5 goals. But they were wasteful in front of goal. And it nearly cost them yesterday because they were cruising 2-0 deep in injury time. Jordan Ayew scored from the penalty spot. So looking at Chelsea team, they have like 2 players, 4 international per position. And I think, in my opinion, Chelsea squad, as a squad, they have the best squad in the Premier League. I'm not talking about first 11, but as a squad. Because they can use 2 teams in 2 different competitions. That's how big Chelsea squad is. The largest squad in the Premier League is Chelsea squad. And they are still there in the Premier League table. So what do you make of their coach, Maresca, because he came in the beginning of the season? What do you make of Chelsea season so far?
Stop. Well, the same thing we said. I will start with Nicola Jackson performance or his performance of this season so far. Last season he struggled a lot. It was one of the reasons why people was criticizing him. If you go to a bigger side, teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, Spurs, in the Premier League, they take into consideration that this guy was bought for a huge amount of money. We are expecting to give her the right result, and he was not doing that. He missed a lot of huge chances last season. You can't be doing that and you get praises. No, it's not going to happen. They get you up there to do the job. If you can't get it done, you're going to get criticized. And then I like what he's doing. With all the criticism, he came back stronger this season. He's scoring a lot of goals. The goals yesterday again, Leicester City was really fantastic. That was after tussling with a defender, and then he was able to get in possession of the ball. He got a pass from his teammate, and that was a brilliant finish for him. So Chelsea, I said it on Friday, Leicester, every aspect in the game, you cannot bring Leicester close to Chelsea. And then what makes things worse for them? Cooper, right? Their coach. I don't know what he really doing on Leicester. He probably, maybe he thought or he's thinking what was happening in the championship or what he come and do in the Premier. No, it's 2 different competition. The Premiership is different. You can't be using Ndidi as attacking options, you're not going to get result from that. He's a holding midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder. You have a whole lot of options on the bench. I was surprised to see Jimmy Vardy in the starting team yesterday.
Maresca was their coach last season in the championship.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't know what they're thinking. Why are they bringing Didi in?
And Cooper got fired today. They fired him.
Yeah, I saw that today. So those are some of the reasons, because you're not performing. You're not giving the people result. They're not going to keep you. You got a lot of attacking option. You know, you had Daka on the bench. You had Ayed. You know, you high on the bench. Why would you put two guys on the bench and you get a defensive midfielder playing up there? Why can't you drop in a midfield and then if you bring this guy to pile of pressure? So I knew that they couldn't win yesterday from the start of the game, and Chelsea was brilliant. It was nothing strange. It was nothing surprise to me. Other people might see it, kind of surprise to them, but no, Chelsea have been brilliant this season. They're winning games. That is the reason why you found them around the first, second tier spot on the table. Sharing the same points with Arsenal. If Chelsea was not good enough or they was not playing well this season, they couldn't have got to where they are today. So we got to give them credit. They're doing fantastic job as compared to last season. Their midfielder, Moi Casario, he's really, good this season. He's performing.
He's been brilliant.
He's defending. He's destroying. He's doing everything as defensive midfielder. So they're doing some great job this season. We're gonna see how you're gonna end up by the end of the season, because injury comes in, suspension comes in, and sometimes if you lost two, 3 games or draw games, in succession, it take you to another position on the table. So you got to be consistent. The consistency is what we're looking for from most of those teams, like what Liverpool is doing right now. They've been brilliant, losing 1 game on it. That is the reason why you see them up there. So to win a Premiership, you got to be like that. And Chelsea, you can't rule them out from the start of the season. What they're doing right now, after 12 games, we got to give them some credit.
Let me just ask you this last question. Chelsea captain Reece James. This guy, he has been injured for like 20 times now in the last 5 seasons. He barely played any minute. So, with a persistent injury, what do you think? How should Chelsea address his situation?
Well, the first thing, Chelsea regarding as one of their consistent and outstanding players over the past year. They got rid of most of their old players, and they kept him because he's a very good defender. When he's injury free, when he's at his best, you can't rule him out. He's one of the best right back in the world when he's 100% fit. So injury is kind of nightmare of every footballer. No footballer want to be injured, but in a match that you're playing, you're vulnerable to injury. So I don't know how Chelsea going to handle that, but with they kind of bound to paying him and you're not playing, you just off and on. That's the reason why they said keeping him as captain, because of his past, because he been consistent. He should have left Chelsea a couple of years back, but he chose to stay with them. So they got to take into consideration all those things. And he's injured. He wasn't doing his own stuff when he got injured. It happened on the team, whether training session or doing game session. So he's one of their legend. He won. He was part of the Champion League team, right? The team that won the Champion League. So you can't just get rid of player like that. Maybe that's the reason why he will still get around. And it depends the result the doctors are giving, the medical staff giving the team as well. Maybe they're giving giving some incredible news that he's going to be okay. And he's a brilliant player. Nobody want to lose a good player. Reed James he's a fantastic player. In attacking options, he provides, he assists, and he's solid when he's okay. He's solid in defense as well. So I don't think Chelsea just going to let him go like that. They got to observe his situation to see how best he's going to improve. Maybe give him another more year or two to see what's going to happen.
Thank you very much. Otis, let me come to you, right? Chelsea yesterday, they were sensational, they were brilliant, they were incredible yesterday. Especially Nicola Jackson. I think he was the man of the match yesterday. He gave everything yesterday for the team. And looking at Chelsea, many people didn't expect Chelsea to be to where they are, especially they just hired a new coach from the beginning of the season, Maresca. He was in a championship last season with Leicester City. So many people, many football pundits doubted him. So looking at the job done so far for Maresca, what do you make of the game yesterday? And where do you think Chelsea going to finish in the final table of the Premier League?
Yeah, for me, Chelsea, I think Chelsea going to finish in the top four. Chelsea got one of the biggest side in the Premier League, and they got lot of good players, and they are playing very well. You watch the games, some of the games that they even lost and they even draw the play. They started having problem with finishing, but lately they started getting goals. And Jackson, everybody was criticizing, but me, I knew Jackson was going to get more goals. I knew Jackson was a good player, but it's just that his teammates was not creating the kind of ball and the kind of attacking role that he can play. So, but now they're trying to understand. But I think Chelsea will finish. Chelsea will finish in the big four because Chelsea is a very good side. If you watch the team playing, everything is good. The midfield is so superb that you can say yes. Casado play like, whew, he's in his form he's in right now. If they continue that form, even if they continue that form, Chelsea will be a very 8, 9, 10 games from now. If they continue the form they're in, some games they play bad, but they're getting the result. If they be like the way they play, they're going to be a strong contender even in the title race because they are not too far from the table from the first place. They Arsenal get the same points. It's just 9 points different between they and Liverpool. They and Man City is just 3 points. 3 points. I think 2 points different right now, or 1 point. I think 1 point different right now. So it's nothing different. It's nothing different. So if they keep playing like that, they will be 5, 6 games from now. They will be part of the title race. We're not even ruling it out for right now because they stay part of the title race. And the way they play, they are playing very well. Like somebody who really wants.
Let me just say that that's my thing, right? When people are saying Arsenal is in the title race, and Arsenal and Chelsea they have the same point. So why Chelsea can be in the title race? That's the question.
Chelsea is in the title race. For me, I agree. Chelsea in the title. The way Chelsea maybe play, the midfielders are playing very well. They are playing, and that's one of the strengths of everything. The midfielder playing like that, it even get a defense more boost to defend very well. So, like the way they're playing, trust me. Yeah, I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it out. There are a few teams that I knew, like Nottingham Forest, I knew they just occupy that space. I knew before we go to 15, 20 games, they will come right to the normal space that is used to occupy. It's just that maybe they want to come on a little bit. But people like Chelsea, I know Chelsea going to be in the top 4 this season because like the team they got and the coach is doing very well. Being a new coach and know how to blend these players. The one then who in feel was not okay for him, he got rid of them. The one who he believe he can work with, he keep them there, and they are still working together. Chelsea team, if you look at Chelsea team, they are still on a progress of growing. Though they got the caliber of players, they got everything, but the coaches because the
just one thing. Let me just say this: Chelsea they have the youngest squad in the Premier League. The average age of that squad is just 23.
Okay, so So they are still making up the team. For right now, the way Chelsea look, they are coming out. If that team stay together for this season and do well, next season it will be a very tough side because definitely it will be a very tough side to contend with for the championship, for the Premier League title next season. So like the way they play in this season, the power of the title race, but people see them because the reason I see more panelists trying to rule Chelsea out, Chelsea are not consistent, most especially when it comes to the smaller teams. That's why people try to like okay rule it out. But for me,
No,
I don't
Otis,
Arsenal stay.
let me
Yeah,
hold you there. I think Chelsea problem this season is with the bigger games because they lost to Liverpool, they lost to Manchester City, they drew with Arsenal, they drew with Manchester United. Their problems are the big games. They're winning the smaller teams. They have to start winning some of those big games, whether home or away. So
yeah,
take
but
it.
yeah,
You
but
still want to come in?
let me come in 1 minute. When you look
Okay,
at it,
just wrap it up.
the big games are just few, but the smaller teams takes a lot of points from you than the bigger games because if you trust me, if you watch Sir Alex Ferguson like the title he used to win. When it comes to the second phase of the league, Sir Alex Ferguson target can be the smaller teams. They are a lot. They got most of the points. He began with a big side. If he would first of all, if he would take point from you, he take point from you because he know the bigger side they're fighting for the title, so they're going to share points and stuff. But he makes sure he clear all the smaller side and get to the bigger side. If you share the point, you share the point, but everybody will remain at the same points. So that's the title race.
Otis, I just want to show you the Premier League table, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, Chelsea, they lost 2 games this season. And the 2 games, Liverpool and Manchester City, they drew 2 games against Man United and Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, the other 2 games that they didn't win was against smaller team. But most of the games they didn't win this season was against bigger opposition. I just want to clarify that are probably like big games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're not winning big games, but the big teams are just few. This if Chelsea were going to like the points they got from the bigger from the bigger teams over there. If Chelsea are going to win the smaller games from the bottom, you know where Chelsea are going to be? Chelsea are going to be right by Liverpool by now. That's probably the bigger games because they draw some, the bigger they can beat them. But the Premier League, if you want to win the Premier League, like what Liverpool doing now? They're not joking with the smaller teams. They brought with the big teams, your share points, or you lost one to them, or by your share the points is good. Because the big teams are there, like let's just say a 5. The bottom maybe 33 teams there, they are the smaller teams there. So even the 33, if you want to beat 30 of that smaller teams, the championship for you. I don't care what you take.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ote. Let's move on. We move to the last game for today in the Premier League. Ipswich Town against Manchester United. It was Amorim's first game in charge of Man United. And the game ended 1-1. Manchester United took the lead in the second minute of the game through Marcus Rashford. At the end of the first half, Ipswich Town, they equalized. Second half, both teams didn't create anything meaningful. But the game today, it was very important for Man United players to show their color to the new coach. There were no new manager bounce because the problem with new manager bounce, it always had the problems in the squad. Because if the team start to win games, there's Social, for example, when Social took over, the team won so many games. When he signed the contract the following season, the problems started creeping in. And it's very important that even though I was disappointed during the game, any football fan will want your team to win. But I think it is a good thing that Manchester United didn't win today. Because in his press conference, the coach press conference before the game, he said this team, they lose the ball too easily. And they don't press enough. They are not physical. And they show everything to him today on that pitch. Only 2 players today on that pitch that put in almost 100% today. Onana, he made 2 brilliant saves in that game today. We could have lost that game today. And Ipswich didn't deserve to lose. So they deserve the 1 point from that game today. And Ahmad, he got an assist. Let me just start with Rashford and Bruno Fernandes on this team. Like I always said, if this football club want to move forward, we have to get rid of Rashford and Bruno. They have been there for so long. They have nothing meaningful to contribute to that football club. And Rashford playing as a number 9 today, that was a mistake. Even though he scored a lone goal for Manchester United. But apart from that, he was terrible. He was horrendous today. He didn't do anything meaningful apart from that goal. His hold-up play is terrible. Playing with a bat to go as a striker, he's very lazy. He never tracked back. And that's a problem. I can't see him fitting in this system. Because pressing starts from the front. In a kind of pressing system, your front player should be the one to start the press. And this guy doesn't press. He doesn't track back. So I think Amorim will get rid of him at the end of the season. Bruno Fernandes always gave misplaced passes. For me, as a football fan, I don't just look at stats of a player. Bruno, he has one of the best stats in European football. Since he went to the Premier League, GA, that is goal and assists combined, he is second to Mo Salah since he signed about 5 years ago for Manchester United. Only Mo Salah get better GA than Bruno Fernandes. He get better GA than Kevin De Bruyne saying he signed for Manchester United. But the artist, if you watch him play, he always lose possession. He doesn't keep the ball enough. He doesn't detect the midfield. And as a number 10, that is very vital. You need a number 10 that will not be losing the ball too often. But Bruno, he's very poor in maintaining possession. He's always giving Hollywood passes. And he's not going to change. The guy is already about 31 years old. And they just gave him a massive contract. That was a mistake. And I think this coach will get rid of him because he doesn't fit in his system. And players like Harry Maguire need to leave. This is not a club where people should just sit and make a lot of money. The game today, we didn't show up. We were terrible. The team was abysmal today. That was a disaster class today. Very, very terrible. The midfield, no legs in the midfield. Casemiro legs, done. Eriksen is done. I understand why he started Eriksen. Because Kobe Mano, just for injury, you cannot put him in such game. Mason Mount, just for injury, you can't put him on the pitch. So I understand. But Eriksen, his contract expires at the end of the season and it will not be renewed because the coach style of play, Eriksen, it doesn't suit Christian Eriksen. So we have to get rid of him. A lot of players, Manchester United, we need open heart surgery on this team. Only 10 players or 8 players supposed to be on this team. In my opinion, you can build a team around when Lenny Yoro is fit, Mazraoui, Lisandro Martinez, Kobe Meno, Rasmus Højlund, because if you look at a goal, the chances the midfielder create for him is very slim. Today, we only created one opportunity, and that was the goal in the second minute of the game. Rasmus should stay. So far, and along with Garnacho, that's it. The rest, we should get rid of the rest gradually. It's not something that will be fixed immediately because the problem is there. Manchester United problems. There are many problems in our squad. So I think we are going to be patient with a new coach for this rebuild because we need a total rebuild. I said earlier when I was doing my watch alone that I'm scared. I don't think we're going to win. And I was right. I said unless the players prove me wrong. And I wanted them to prove me wrong, but they didn't prove me wrong. They always prove me right. Because I always say to Manchester United fans, someone argue with me about Bruno. He's not good enough. These modern day football fans only look at stats. Some of them don't even watch the game. They just look at stats. Oh, the guy get 10 assists. He get 20 assists. If you kick a corner kick, somebody score. It is an assist for you. So if you are terrible the entire game, you kick 2 corners, the team score 2 goals. You have 2 assists. So somebody who didn't watch the game, if you tell them, oh, Bruno Fernandes had 2 assists, you'll say, wow, Bruno already brilliant today. But it was just 2 corner kick with 2 goals. But what did he do on the pitch? He was terrible. Gave the ball away through all the game. So I don't look at stats in modern football. But in my opinion, let me just wrap up before I come to you guys. What I saw today, I know this coach with patience, the same patience Liverpool had with Jurgen Klopp when he took over from that terrible Liverpool squad. When he took over that terrible Liverpool squad, I think we need to exercise similar patience for this guy because he's a young, energetic coach, 39 years of age, very young and energetic. So, Otis, let me just come to you. Manchester United played today. First game under Amorim, the game ended 1-1. What do you make of the game today?
Yeah. Anyway, but for me, usually when a coach leave a team, when a team is bad off and the coach leave, I always want the teams to perform badly because I want the coach to always find out the mistakes that were on the team because if the team lost, if the team start to win, definitely you're not going to get out of that problem sooner. You're going to remain there because the coach would think that everybody there is good, but because he just came there, so they want to put out everything they can do in a short period of time and then they go back to the same old ways. So for me, it was not a strange thing. But anyway, it went the way I supposed to go. And the coach, but I listened to him today. For me, after the game, I didn't watch the game today, but when I always go to the coach's press conference. He said it today. He said there's a lot of things need to change, and it need time. And he was saying that he was smiling, but from the way he was smiling, and I knew like he know that some people's suitcases I already start packing one at a time. Like when you go home after training today, you put one trouser in the other bag and you put one shirt. You know, because when he was saying that, he was smiling. He said, I believe in them and they are playing, but there's a lot of. And one thing that I take from our first interview today, he said his style of play, he's not going to change from his style.
Yeah,
that's why I respect. He said his style, He's not going to change from his style, and the players need to adapt to it. Those that
If
want
you
to go
can't
on the
adapt,
pitch,
you order the door.
you order the door. And he said he can't change from his style, which is that three at the back. You got to play with that crowded midfield.
And it's
Crowded
hard
midfield-
pressing game.
Yeah, a hard pressing game. The crowded midfield need to work. Because three at the back, you need to work a lot. So he said he can't change from his style. Players need to adapt. He said some of them had fear. Today he could see like they were a little frightened of. Some of them were a little confused on the field. Definitely what he was saying. You could see that in run, but he said it's a process. The fan, he know the fan want a result, but they just have to bear it for now until the process go through because it's a long process.
Yeah, and one of the things he said, okay, I'm not cutting you off. Like, he doesn't just want to win games to have the problems because in the near future, the problems will come back.
Yeah. I listened to the press conference today. He was very, very surprised. You can see like he know that the team is not good. Because getting a draw and answering some of the questions, he was answering it tactically and smiling. You can know he said, I know these guys are gonna go. A lot of them are going off the door. But
Otis, I'm not cutting you all right. Excuse me, Otis.
Yeah, have them there with me. Yeah.
The man, he said it in a pre-match interview before the game that the team is not physical. The team, that is, if they say you're not physical, like what I've been saying, my post-match analysis, I've been saying it, that our players are lazy. He said the team is not physical. There's no physicality in the team. And two, he said the team, they always lose possession cheaply. And I always say it, that Bruno Fernandes is one of the worst number 10 in world football. Disregard his stats. He's terrible. He's a terrible footballer. He's a terrible footballer. Let me just come to you, Mr. Conan. Manchester United played today to a 1-1 draw at Ipswich, but the performance was not there. Even though you see what the coach is trying to do, and that's one of the most important things. You should see what your coach is trying to do, even if you are losing. But as long as you seeing something the coach is trying to do, that's a good sign. So, what do you make of the game today?
Well, I didn't see the entire game. I saw the first 10 or 15 minutes in the game. From the start of the game, Man United started the game with high tension, and they got result in the first 2 minutes, which are really good for them. This is a transitional period for the new manager. He's just taking over, new environment, new players, and he came with his own philosophy. You know, he got his own plan that he want to work with. What we need to take into consideration the system that he want Manchester United to play with. You need player to suit that system, and what he talked about, you just mentioned about that. I didn't see the entire game. I haven't been following this guy from Sporting, but in as much that Manchester United can go for him, giving an opportunity to come and manage Manchester United, they saw some level of potential in him. That's the reason why they went for him. So it's too early. I said it on Friday. It's too early. I don't even consider this to be a test for him. You know, looking at the time that he spent with the team, how many training sessions he had with them prior to this game, take everything into consideration. So it's the same Manchester United were playing today. They see everything have Manchester United. There might be some different that he came and tell them we're playing with this system. You know, nothing much change from the game. Nothing big change. So you can say nothing about the coach, but I expected my disappointment. My disappointment is I expected the players because we are seeing it over and over. When club change a coach, they bring in new coach. The player themselves, they always give 100% their first couple of games to impress the coach. So apparently it was not the case of today, you know, which is very frustrating for they themselves because this game, they should have won this game to work on the coach. what the player of Manchester United should have done, but it didn't happen. You know, so it's early. Let's see what he's going to do from now to the end of the season. The season still long, just 12 games in the season, so he still got time. He still got time. The first 1 or 2 months, he got to put himself together, work with players. You just got to work with what you got right now because the transfer window is not open until January. So you got a couple of games from now to January. Bring people. Work with people that you think will suit your system, that what he need to do, and make sure the right person is there and get the right result from them. It's not big names. Okay, it's not big name, not because you're a big player on the team, like you just talked about Fernandez. I watched a couple of Manchester United games, especially when they lost to Liverpool. They do walk on the field a lot. He gave ball away cheaply, and that's have become a norm for Manchester United this day. When they're playing, they just lost the ball. You see people walking. It happened with Casemiro. He lost the ball twice that resulted to goals. People were really mad about his reaction to that, and the coach substituted him. So it's like that. It's like that. We expected Manchester United today to win because of transitional period. You got new coach, so every player is supposed to put in 100%. Give in your 100%.
Yeah, but they said monkey get lié blind him bien.
So now what happened? I predicted the game in favor of Manchester United on Friday, and the reason why I did that is because they got new coach. Everybody want to impress our coach. They want to be on the starting team, and you can't do that without impressing the coach.
For me, I was not surprised. I was not
it was not the case. They want to carry the same old thing that they've been doing,
Because
but
this football club,
I think with the level of work he did on his previous club and his ambition, he's new. He's young, and he going to a bigger club. Okay, he going to a bigger club, and he want to make a mark. He want to set up a pathway. So this is a stepping stone for him now. So beyond all reasonable doubt, he's got to perform. So anybody that going to stand in his way, that going to be an obstacle to his success, he's definitely going to get rid of you. He just need time. Manchester United got to give him time. They shouldn't treat him like previous coaches that he just got rid of as soon as he start drawing or losing game. Liverpool did that. Liverpool did that with Klopp. Klopp was given a couple of years until he rebuilt before we started seeing the real Liverpool up to today. So it's too early for that. Let's give him a chance. But the player didn't do well today. They should win the game for him, to work on the coach, and it was not the case. So you can't praise nobody. The entire team flunked today.
thank you very much. That team, the coach really need time because for too long, before the new people came in the beginning of the season, before the new people came in at the beginning of the season, we had a banker running that football club. Somebody who is a banker should be running the business aspect of the club, but he was the head of signing. This is why we sign a lot of bank average footballer and put them on huge salary. People like Jadon Sancho is on huge salary until we offloaded him during the transfer window to Chelsea. Anthony, another average footballer, we signed him under the banker for 85 million. Average footballer who is not even worth 40 million pounds. We signed him for 85 million and putting on huge salary. We signed an aging Casemiro for about 70 million euro and putting on 300,000 per week. So this has been a problem at Manchester United. Before Ineos came in and put football people in charge of the footballing department. But before that, we have bankers in those positions. And this current transfer window, we saw some good players. We saw Lenny Euro, emerging talent from France, even though he has not played a single official game in the Premier League. But he's one of those players, just 18 years old, center back. Real Madrid wanted to sign him. That's a prospect. And we signed Mazraoui for £15 million. He has been one of our best players this season, along with Onana and Amad Diallo. We also signed Matthias Delaney for $45 million. He's our best center back so far. So we made good signing because now we have football people in charge of football. But if you look at the previous signing, when the bankers were in charge of football, we were signing bank average player, putting it on huge salary. But I believe with time, this manager is going to succeed. So let me just show the Premier League table before we move on. Just 1 minute. Before we move on, Liverpool is top of the Premier League table, as you can see. They now have 31 points from 12 games. Manchester City, 23 points from 12 games. They have lost their last 3 games. Chelsea, third place, 22 points. Arsenal, same amount of points. Brighton also have 22 points in 5th place. And we now move on to Barcelona. Yesterday, Barcelona drew with Celta Vigo 2-2. Early in the game, Rafinha scored to make it 1-0. Second half, in the 61 minute, Robert Lewandowski, one of the greatest strikers ever to ever play the game of football, he doubled Barcelona lead to 2-0. At that moment, Barcelona, they were cruising. Even without Lamine Yamal, they were cruising. Without Yamal, they were cruising. 2-0. Everything was going on well until Jules Koundé. He had a horror show yesterday. He had a horror show. That was a terrible mistake from Jules Koundé yesterday when Celta Vigo Gonzalez capitalized on Koundé's mistake to make the game 2-1. But before that, Casado was sent off in the second minute for Barcelona. But that should not be an excuse for Barcelona because they were cruising. With 10 men, less than 10 minutes to go, you are 2-0 up. And yet, in the 86th minute, Alvarez scored the second goal for Celta Vigo to draw 2-2 with Barcelona. So, let me ask you this. What do you think of Barcelona game yesterday?
Yeah, the reason why I'm laughing because we talked about this on Friday, and the result of Barcelona kind of suit me, gave him a team Real Madrid edge to go, a little bit closer to them, to go 2 steps ahead. We said this over and over. It's early. People celebrate too soon. Barcelona won Real Madrid. People started celebrating that Barcelona is going to win in La Liga. In fact, they already won the La Liga. Real Madrid is Real Madrid. Barcelona is Barcelona. The fact that Barcelona been brilliant this season with the kind of young players that they're featuring. And we expected Barcelona to win again yesterday. I said it
Oh,
that it was going to be a.
I
I
know.
said that
I just
it was
went
going to
off.
be a
I
tricky
know.
match. I said that it was going to be a tricky match for Barcelona. Reason being, they just coming from the international break, but I still give Barcelona the edge to win that game. And the game was in their hand. They was up 2-0 up to the 80 minute, the 82nd minute when they conceded that second when Barcelona midfielder considered the second yellow card. That was a terrible fight, a terrible mistake he made. You already on the board, and then you playing like that. Mind you, this is Celta Vigo you're playing. We know you enjoying your football right now. You're in the best form. You scoring goals, but again, it's Celta Vigo. We know the record between Barcelona and Celta Vigo. So I didn't watch a game. I saw the highlight after the game. When I came home, I saw the highlight. You can be leading 2-0 at that stage of the game, and then you want to make those kind of mistakes. You just mentioned Kundi. The mistakes were horrible. You can't do that. The ball came to you. You had so many options to pass the ball to the goalkeeper. You had somebody on your right side, and then you decide to control while going towards the goalkeeper, and it just brought extra pressures on Barcelona when they conceded that goal. If that game had additional 10 of 5 or 10 minutes, they could have lost that game. So they might say, "Oh, Lamine Yamal is out. That's the reason why." But this is not justifiable when you draw or drop points at that stage, of the game. You need Yamal to score goal. You already score goals in the game. Why are people bragging about that? That Lamine Yamal didn't play. That the reason why they draw. That doesn't make sense to me. You are leading comfortably 2-0, and then you started making mistakes. One of the mistakes resulted to a red card, and the other one resulted to the first goal, and then another one with the penalty. So it just gave Madrid the courage, and it gave them another step coming closer, because we thought that Barcelona were already running away with the lead after Madrid losing to them, had they like 4-0, you know, that was a disaster. With the makeshift of Madrid, they're not in the best of form right now. And then you lost in like that instead of extending the league, extending your league between you and Madrid. Forget about Atletico Madrid. Focus on Madrid. Right now, Madrid won a game. It's 3 points, and they stay, 4 points. They still got a game in hand. If they win again, it's 1 point, and who knows what's going to happen again.
So, do you think that Madrid will retain the title this season?
They say they got a chance. It's a 50-50 chance. That's why Barcelona leading Madrid. You don't know what's going to happen in January. We know, you and I know, when Madrid pick up form, how they can be. They won so many games last season unbeaten. They won all the games, and that consistency can make you to win to crank you as champion. Now, what Barcelona need, you already winning. You in the best of form. Why are you dropping points? Why are you losing game? How many games they lost so far? I think 2 games, and then draw.
Yeah,
all the way Real Madrid lost to you, but they still got a better chance, because if Madrid grab their footing, when those guys start scoring goals, that defenders return, or they bring a couple of people in January, they're not going to drop points. They're going to keep winning. So the chance still there for Real Madrid. Is early, we know that, but Madrid, with the crisis on Madrid team, they still have a chance, because even though they have a crisis, but they're still winning games.
All right, thank you very much. For me, when I look at that Barca squad, they have a lot of young players in our squad, and inconsistency part of young players. That is part of their growth. They will not be consistent. This is why, in my opinion, Barcelona, they will not win La Liga this season. That's my opinion. And the reason being, they have a lot of young players. Some of them stay in high school. Some of them just in their early 20s. And young players, most of them are inconsistent. And the season going to be this way. They will go, they will play a game, they will smash a big team. Then when they go again, a smaller team, they're going to lose or draw. Because why? It's part of young player. Young players, they are inconsistent. And depending on so many young players to win La Liga, it will be very, very difficult for Barcelona. In that game yesterday, they had a game. That red card was in the 82nd minute. They only needed to defend. But Kunde, he had all the time in this world to clear that ball or play the ball back to the goalkeeper. But I don't know what he was thinking. And he had a horror show yesterday that contributed to Barcelona losing 2 points yesterday. So, Otis, let me come to you. Barcelona, they are 4 points clear. It was 6 points before this weekend. But yesterday, they drew 2-2 to Celta Vigo. They were cruising. They were 2-0 up, chilling until Jules Koundé decided to do Pascal Sigen.
Why you referring to Arsenal?
Pascal Sigen-esque. That was a Pascal Sigen-esque yesterday from Jules Koundé.
Liverpool.
That was Harry Maguire-esque yesterday from Jules Koundé.
Man, let Jimmy Carragher rest, man. We're not discussing Jimmy Carragher here.
So Otis.
You better say Pascal Sigan, man.
So Otis, what do you make of the game yesterday?
Yeah, Liverpool,
Barcelona said that Vigo.
Barcelona have a very young team. Like you previously said, like that's the footing of young players. They don't know when to take chances into their hand. They stay on the growth stage, and they still got a lot to learn. But that one team you can get a little edge to title race when it comes to trophy, which is Madrid. When you get a little edge to see where they're going, it's going to be a disaster. But until then, for me, Barcelona still playing well. They still got a lot of few players on the team that are mature. So I think Barcelona, they're not just because of that game, but they are not out of form yet. They are still playing well. So for now, I can't speak on the title race, but I do believe Barcelona will still win the title. But I can't speak on the title now because it's still young. They big. For me, after February, I can't really tell you about the title race of both of everywhere. But for me, when it comes to La Liga, I know Barcelona going to win. But it's just that you don't give Madrid an edge to come close to you because that's when they can do a lot of stuff.
Thank you very much, Otis. We now move on to the Real Madrid game. Today, Real Madrid won comfortably against Leganes, 3-0. Kylian Mbappe, Valverde, and Jude Bellingham getting the 3 goals. And Madrid, they were phenomenal today, exceptional, particularly Kylian and Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. ran the entire show in that game, and they cruised to a 3-0 win. That means Real Madrid, they are 4 points behind Barcelona with a game in hand against Valencia. Even though Real Madrid, they have a lot of injuries, but yet the mentality at Real Madrid is different. Their mentality monster. Their mentality is different from any other football club. Real Madrid is the benchmark for any other football club. That club, their fans, their players, they have that die-hard attitude. They just want to win. They don't care whether the entire first team is injured or not. Even you from the academy, you have to put in 100%. Despite all the injury, despite the heavy defeat to the biggest rival, Barcelona, yet they are just 4 points behind Barcelona with a game in hand. And if they win that game, they will be 1 point behind Barcelona. Despite so many problems on the team because of injury and pressure has been mounting on Ancelotti. So, looking at Madrid, even though some pundits said that they were in crisis after the heavy defeat to Barcelona, what do you make of Madrid game today?
Yeah, Madrid, like I said, we stay struggling. Besides the injury, the number of injury on the team, Madrid stay struggling to find their footing, to get a rhythm, to see how best the guys up front can coordinate well to start scoring goals. But this is Real Madrid. You just said it. The mentality of the players, the mentality of the the technical staff, the coaching staff, they all got the same mentality. Once you sign for Real Madrid, you got to carry the same mentality. This is what carrying them through. They stay fighting. They ain't gonna give up until the end. A couple of weeks ago, when Madrid lost to Barcelona 4-0, people were saying it everywhere that La Liga was over. And we expected Barcelona to continue the same form, to increase the gap between the Real Madrid. But look where we are now. Though the outstanding game with Real Madrid for Madrid is a tough side, Valencia. But before the outstanding game, now it's 4 points, and it should have been like 10 or 11 points by now, but it's 4 points margin, and it's all because of the inconsistency of Barcelona. That's why them being in the best form as compared to last season, but it's still dropping points. They're dropping a whole lot of points, losing, drawing. You can't do that. You want to win the La Liga where you got Real Madrid struggling. You should be able to capitalize on the crisis within Madrid to extend or to run away with the league. But on the other way around, you're dropping points. So what's going to happen if they find their footing? What's going to happen if some of that injury player come back, and they get a full team and they start scoring goals? We know when Madrid pick up form how they can be like. So take advantage. Barcelona should take advantage of Madrid's situation and continue winning to extend their lead. But it's not. So we give credit to Real Madrid. People may criticize them because they lost to Barcelona. Like I was telling one Barcelona fan today, when they lost, when they won Madrid, they started celebrating like they won the league. Most of them, they just got that mentality. When they beat Madrid, they celebrate like they have won trophy. So I told him, I was jokingly telling him, I said, but today now is 4 points. So you guys already feeling winning your own trophy this season because you won Madrid. He started laughing. And that's a fact. Don't be surprised to see Madrid by January or February, Madrid, in different position on that table. Because I know they're going to find that footing. I know they're going to come back stronger than what they are. Even though the injury is there, but Madrid is not playing like the way they're supposed to play. We know that. Prior to some of those guys sustaining injury, Madrid was struggling in games. They won some games. They're not playing well. They're not coordinating. They lost ball possession to smaller side. By the end of the day, they win. Today's game was a tricky match. You have Valverde playing the right back position, which is very unusual for him. But he performed brilliantly, and at the end of the day, he got one of the goals. He scored one of the goals. So that's the kind of mentality of Real Madrid. You playing for Real Madrid, they can place you anywhere in terms of crisis. They can place you, and you got to perform. We saw Cavaja when he was with. I mean, when he was playing the center defender last season, he played the central position role for Real Madrid. Or short defender, he playing in that role, and he still performed. So that's the kind of team we're talking about. So there's no way you can rule Real Madrid out, coming to win the the La Liga, like Uti said, but he for sure that Barcelona is going to win it. You can't just give it like that. This is Real Madrid we're talking about, bro. You know that. You know, and I know. They can make a comeback, and it can be a disaster for the rest of the team in La Liga. So I say stand by my word. Madrid is there 50%. Barcelona is there 50%.
Thank you very much. Otis, let me come to you. Real Madrid won today comfortably 3-0. Kylian Mbappe scoring the first goal. Federico Valverde, who was playing number 2 position today, he scored the second goal. And Jude Bellingham scoring the last goal. And the beginning of this season, Jude, he was finding it very difficult. He was not getting assists. He was not scoring. Because last season, many games, he played as false 9. But this season, most of the game, Carlo Ancelotti used Bellingham deep in the midfield. And looking at him now, the last few games, he scored 2 goals. And Mbappe also was on the score sheet today. So what do you make of the performance today?
Yeah, I prefer to say it. I say Madrid are trophy team. You don't make them to smell what they can always hold. So it's almost like cooking a dry rest, a hungry man on the side. Madrid is always good at that, but Madrid will find a footing. But for me, I because I'm a Barcelona fan, you now expect me with the chances that Barcelona.
Oh, now you're a Barcelona fan.
No, but I'm a. No.
Why? Why would you say I know? I don't know that. I don't know that you're a Barcelona fan. You just saying it.
My friend Barabus, I know I'm an Arsenal fan.
Oh, so that's the undercover team.
Yeah, they are supposed Barcelona. Okay, I think I always support Barcelona when it comes to La Liga, one of the teams that. But Madrid, like the outstanding game, Valencia. If you look at Valencia track record for this season, very poor, no goal. I think they score only one or 2 goals in the sense de La Liga. They are very, very terrible. They are the bottom. I think they go on time to draw, right? I know they draw or the win, so it makes them to come out a little bit, but they were at the bottom of the table. They're not scoring goals, get a lot of chances. While I look at the track record, I think they have all of 40-something chances. They were managed to score only 1 or 2 goals. So they're not playing. Valencia so it's an easy route for Madrid. But those, when we look at the track record between Valencia and Madrid, it's kind of different. The league. I don't care how you're at the bottom when you're at our rival. It's kind of different the way you meet. So that game, I do expect the league. Maybe the next game would be like, but yeah, I said 50-50. Yeah, with the kind of with the points between 1 point. It will be 1 point between after Madrid or win Valencia. So definitely it will be like 50-50. But I still get Barcelona the edge for the La Liga, because I know if they come out players and the way the team playing, I know that's part of the problem. You can't escape red card. Red card is all part of the game. Injuries is part of the game. Everything, all the aspects part of the game. That's why they always tell you that you should select more than the first team on the field to guard the bench players, to guard everything. So I know players will come back, but still I give Barcelona the edge when it comes to the La Liga.
Thank you very much, Otis. As you can see, the La Liga table, you were talking about Valencia. They are in a relegation zone. Yeah. They are struggling. They have been abysmal this season.
They were the
bottom. As you can see,
I think they got 1 goal.
As you can see, they have only won 2 games in the 12 games they played this season. They won only 2. They're struggling. So I can't see them stopping Real Madrid. Yeah. Even though it's football, sometimes a team that's struggling, they can win against teams that competing for the title. But let me just say this about the race in the La Liga. As I said earlier, for me, I ain't going to say 50-50. For me, it's 75 to 25. Real Madrid, they have 75% chance of maintaining the La Liga. The reason being is very simple. If you look at Madrid team right now, they didn't start the season well. They have been struggling. Even though with their struggles, yet they are not far away from Barcelona. Barcelona, they have been fantastic. They have been magnificent all season. The first 13 games, they have been excellent. But yet, if Madrid win against struggling Valencia in an outstanding game, it will just be 1 point between the two teams. And as I said earlier, Barcelona, they have so many young players. Young players, the season is too long. The season is very long. Many games. At some stage of the season, most of those young players, they will be out of form. Most of them will be very inconsistent this season. And when the inconsistency creep in, Barcelona will collapse. And I tell you what, the high line Barcelona playing with, I will always say this, is suicidal. That high line they play with. Bringing a defense almost in a center circle of the pitch. That is an accident that waiting to happen. That team will get trashed one day. They're going to get found out. And Madrid, when most of those injured players come back, and when Kylian Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Bellingham or Rodrigo, when they click, they're going to go on a run. When they click, I don't see any defense that's going to stop them. That's just my opinion. It is not fact. It's my opinion. So I don't want anybody to argue with it. It's just an opinion. When that Madrid team click, if they click, Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo, when Ancelotti, when he finds the right balance in that team, Madrid will be unstoppable, both in the in the La Liga and the Champions League. Because don't get it twisted. With the poor form from the beginning of season, the poor form of Kylian, he's still one of the best players out there. I know he has been disrespected from the beginning of this season. A lot of people saying that the young, brilliant Lamine Yamal is a better player than him. But I will tell you for a fact, he's not on Mbappe level yet. He's an emerging talent. He's doing well. But guess what? Mbappe was 18 years old when he scored 2 goals in the FIFA World Cup final. So he has been there, like Lamine Yamal. So nobody should disrespect him. It happens sometimes. If you move to a football club, the beginning, sometimes you struggle. That's part and parcel of the game. It's a new environment, getting used to a new teammate, and he has a big ego. So sometimes it may take time for him to settle in. But when that happens, Madrid going to be a different team. And they will win La Liga. That's my opinion. So, Otis and Mr. Cornell, we have been here for 2 hours now. So, and this program is just for 2 hours. So, I just want to hear you guys parting comment first. Otis, let me go to you. We have been here for like 2 hours. We have discussed so many games. So, what is your parting comment for today?
Yeah, my parting comment. I just want to say once again, thank you for the platform. We'll be here next week. To our audience, we'll be here to discuss the previews of the game. And we'll come to you with the news in the games, injuries news. We will be coming. We got a new stage that will be coming up. We'll come up with injury news before the games during the week to see how best we can be able to
Yeah,
let
but
the
let
fan know.
me. I forget. I wanted to say, Sonny. Excuse me. I don't know. It's just a suggestion. The date you guys will agree with, because me, you know the job I do. I'll always be available. Even at work, I can still do this. What do you think? Because I want us to just even at 45 minutes or 1 hour to just talk about Liberian football. What date would be suitable for you guys? Just only on Liberian football.
Yeah, we'll discuss it backstage, but then you can come out with it on one of the program to let the audience know when we will be discussing Liberian football. But we have to discuss it. We have to find a suitable time that at least if for an hour, 1 hour, just on Liberian football. Then we'll be following the news on Liberian football. We will be digging in the Liberian games on the Liberian or soccer to know how best what is unfolding in the Liberian league. Then we'll be able to come up with it. But we'll come up with that time. We'll just discuss it. We'll find a schedule. But we will just discuss it back, and then we'll be able to come up with that schedule and see how best we can cope in with that schedule. Just an hour, just to discuss Liberian football.
Yeah, just continue with your parting comment.
Yeah, like I was saying, I say we got a lot coming up. We got a lot coming up, but for now we are stay on the preparation stage, yeah, just to prepare and see how best the platform can be a unique platform. And for me, getting your mind today is the 24th of the 11th month. So with the Manchester United fan, the Liverpool fan, Arsenal still going to lift the title. So let me get it in the back of your mind today, so you can know. But it was a unique program today, and at least we had a good time knowing about the games and letting our people know what are falling in both games and on the teams. And we thank you for today. That at least next week again we'll be back for another edition.
Otis, okay, Mr. Conor, before I go, let me just say something, right? Even though I ain't wanted to mention it, but let me just say, you know, most of the time when I post video on my on the YouTube channel, like I share it on Facebook. That time we were not going live. I'll just do the recording. I post it on Facebook. So a few days ago, I went, I saw a comment. The person commented on all the video with a fake profile attacking me. I'm like, have I done something to you? I don't go for nobody.
What?
Everybody attacking me.
Attacking you in what form?
Just denigrating me. I don't talk. You never see me talk about politics. I'm not interested.
The problem, Musa.
No, let me just finish. You're coming. I don't talk about politics. I'm not interested in politics. I have zero interest in politics. This is why all the politicians, when they come to America, every one of them come to Minnesota for programs. I have never, nobody in Minnesota can say they have seen me on any political rally here. I have never, if I tell you, I have never seen people like Dillon, Costa, Joe Boaca. I have never seen him before. I have never met him. And I don't want to meet them. Because my belief, especially Liberian politicians or African politicians, they are criminals. The vast majority are rogues. This is why I don't associate with politics. I dislike politics. So this guy creating a fake profile to come for me, like I denigrated one of a demigod, because for them, those politicians, they are gods for them. For me, I don't respect them. This is why I don't listen to them. I don't go for a rally. I have zero interest in politics. I didn't denigrate any of your gods. I just come and talk about football.
But
Did I stop
what were
you?
the comments they made? What
No, I don't want to say it yet. I don't want to
Yeah,
say
anyway,
it.
yeah,
you deleted
I
the
deleted,
comments?
I deleted and blocked them.
yeah.
I know they have the reason why I'm talking. I know they have that real profile. They can monitor me. They have that
Right.
real profile. So that real profile will stay friend. So they will still listen to what I'm saying. I don't go for anybody. I have never ever come for anybody on social media. That's not my thing. I don't believe in it. You can say the last thing. I will not come for you on social media. But if you man enough, you get problem with me. Why don't you come with your real identity? Why create fake profile? You are
Yeah,
fake.
yeah, but Musa,
I
the
just wanted to say that
yeah,
I'm
Musa,
not attacking at demigods.
yeah, Musa, the problem, most especially I can tell you when it comes to the labyrinth setting, anything you want to do, you want to make a little impact. There are a lot of people who don't have time, like here to watch the games. The little program you come away, people start to get a result, people start to know players, people start to know the games. It's just a little impact to people who want to listen. They got a lot of people who just want to take 2, 3 minutes. Some people they don't have time. They go after everything after the video. Now some people are work. Right after it, they go and watch the video to see how they can get 1 or 2 impact from there. So forget about people who will be at the backstage. It's obvious. Whatever you want to do, they will get people who will be there will try to denigrate you in all forms. So for me, I don't pay attention. For me, my own lifestyle, myself is myself. My family is myself. That's it. I don't care about whoever from the back when I'm trying to do something, make a little impact to say this thing is like nobody getting
All right,
paid, nobody getting
gentlemen, let me
anything.
give my parting comments. I gotta go
Okay.
Yeah,
do something quick.
yeah. So
Oteja,
that's it.
let me get a parting comment. Then we'll
Yeah,
just wrap it up going.
yeah,
Yeah, I want to say thanks to all of those that have been watching, those that make comments, that been commenting on all of the show. This is a starting program. We hope and pray that it should be a successful one. Um, as regard to the Premier League, I say urge my team Liverpool to be the champion this season to win the league. They're doing a brilliant job. Other teams are fighting. Other teams are uh, competing as well. The like of Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, they all competing. By the end of the day, that one team going to be the champion. So is I'm enjoying it. We just starting it, but it's enjoyable. People gonna like it. People gonna follow. People gonna keep commenting. If somebody come with negativity, we ain't gonna pay attention to that. It's obvious they're gonna create fake account. We know
We'll
our
just
Liberian
block you.
community. Yeah, we know our Liberian community is obvious. This is non-politic. But the reason why we mention uh government sometime when we're talking about our labyrinth footballing, so it's obvious because we lack the program, so we want to urge the government to go into some of those programs. So maybe those these are things that they're looking at. They're coming out with a lot of stuff. So thank you very much for uh bringing us on this platform, and it was a wonderful time, and we hope to come back next week to give our idea and see how best people can enjoy and continue loving it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the time. Otis,
yeah, Musa.
yeah, my brother, as I was saying, right?
My man,
You
it was
said
just
no. Listen, let me just. You said something. When I finish, then you just wrap it up. Go. As I was saying, right? You've been knowing me for a very long time. You know me. I don't care. I don't have time for politician. I don't
yeah,
have time for no politician. You have never seen me on any political rally. You have never seen me wearing any party t-shirt. Even the time I was in Liberia, I don't wear party t-shirt. I don't. What for? People curse each other for politician. What are you doing it?
Just discuss
I
Liberian
I
football. Maybe
I
because that's what we
decided
are
I
discussing
decided
Liberian
to
football.
create it. Listen, let me just finish. I decided to create this platform just for people like me that don't like politics, people like me that don't like gossip, that don't want to know in Liberian community who is dating who is sleeping with who, to come here and have an opinion. Then somebody will sit, some cow, because you are a cow. You are a cow. If you don't come with your real profile, you are a cow. Will come and attack me for creating my platform where I will bring people on for us to talk about football, the thing we love the most. Some of you, the thing I love that to drink liquor. I don't have problem with you. That's what you love. I don't bother nobody. What you love, do what you love. Some of you, the thing you love the most is to smoke weed. That's your life. I have zero problem with you. Some of you, in my Liberian voice, some of you, you know, that man, woman, being your leg. I don't have any problem with that. That's your life. I will never and ever talk about it. That's your personal life. I have nothing to do with it. I don't care who's sleeping with who. It's none of my business. This is the only thing that makes me happy. This is why I'm doing it. I have been following football from a very young age. I used to keep my lunch when I was in elementary and junior high school. I will walk to go to school every morning and every afternoon, keep my transportation and lunch just to watch the weekend games in the Premier League, Serie A, French League. This is what I love the most. This is the only thing that can bring happiness to me. This is why I created this platform. So you cow, I know you either listening to me or later on you will listen. If you get problem with me, call me, let's talk about it. If you man enough, just call, let's talk about it. Don't be a coward to create fake profile and come for me. I am not on your way. I am not stopping you from eating. I am not stopping you from working. I am not a hindrance to your success. I am not. So what is your problem? Are you mad? You're going to kill yourself when the platform grow. You will commit suicide. When YouTube start sending my check, just go bust your head. Commit suicide. Okay, let me hear from you, man. Let's go home.
Yeah, no, the problem, I mean, that's the setting. Just continue to do what you're doing. The people who get it time, people who we know that love sports, will try to start bringing some of their own. Some weeks in, they can bring in an input to hear
Anybody
Liberian
want to
stuff.
come on, they can call
Yeah,
me. We can
yeah,
schedule it. I will bring you on.
yeah. We'll bring in. Sometimes I know few big hands in the Liberian games here. I will try to bring them on, like my man Machine, Coach Machine. He's a big hand in the Liberian football. He knows the Liberian football well. So when it comes to that topic, I will always try for him to find time, like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I know how to talk to him. He will be able to find at that time and be able to come on. I mean, it's anything you want to do, just do it. I love it positive. It's got no negativity in it that can give negative impact to the society. You can go ahead and do whatever you want to do. The problem is they got some people. The only problem is they don't want to see any prospect or anybody. Anything you want to do that can bring a little impact to people's life. Nobody they don't want to see it. They'll just sit at the back and decide the only thing they want to hear tomorrow morning. The next person say make a video. The next person. So the Liberian community. That's why you see people like us. We not involve ourselves into the Liberian community like that. We in our own lane. We do whatever we want to do. What can make us happy that sport. The only time you see me outside, meaning that about sport. Besides sport, nothing you can see me outside to do. That's it. So just leave it. People comment. If you know you can't, they not show the real face, black there.
Not blocking you.
Yeah, they did it ready. They will come and show the real face. So for now, next week again, we'll come up. We'll try to see how best we can. We'll find a time, talk about it and schedule. How we can be bringing the Liberian league on and see how we can discuss the Liberian football. Because we have to do the things then to improve the Liberian football too, one way or the other.
Thank you very much, Otis, for coming on. I really appreciate everything. We have been here for 2 hours plug now. Those that are listening and those that will listen later, because more people will listen after the program. So I just want to appreciate every one of you. It is a pleasure. Not everybody will like politics. Not everybody will like gossip platform. So this platform is for people that love football. Everybody will not like politics. Everybody will not be OC people. Everybody will not be running behind politicians for handout. So we that love football, this is our platform. Everybody will not be going to the negative platform. Oh, somebody nasty, somebody man. This is not what we're doing here. On this platform, we only talk about football. We do banter. We will laugh at each other. When your team lose, we laugh at you. We will banter you here. It's all joke. This is what we do. When your team lose, we laugh at you. When your team win, we congratulate you. So thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we let to end the broadcast. Thank you very much. Peace. I'll see you Friday. We'll be back here 5:30 Friday, 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time, and 11:30 Liberian Time. Thank you very much. Peace. I'm all here.